State Council Information Office Hall, together with my colleague, to share with you our views on the Hong Kong situation. Currently, the Hong Kong situation has shown some positive changes. One of the most important changes is to condemn violence, stop violence and chaos, and return the situation to normal. And this has become the strongest desire and the consensus among the Hong Kong people throughout all walks of life. It represents the common wish of the Hong Kong people from all sectors, and they have published their opinions on the newspapers through online channels to condemn together the violence and chaos, to support the actions of the police. Recently, 500,000 Hong Kong people participated in a public movement to save Hong Kong. The police officers of the Hong Kong team, Hong Kong SCIO, decided to combat the violence. 1,117 people who have violated the laws have been arrested. The chief executive of Hong Kong SCIO, Carrie Lam, together with relevant executives and sheriffs, have conducted thorough exchanges with the public to listen to their hearts, their concerns, and try to solve their problems. It is worth pointing out that the overseas Chinese are standing together with the Chinese people on the mainland in Hong Kong, and those who are living outside China and outside Hong Kong have went to the joint assemblies, hold high the Chinese national flag, and sing the national anthem to express their deepest love for the motherland and their strongest hatred against the violent actions in Hong Kong. This is really touching and moving. But we have to point out that the Hong Kong situation is still complex. The violent actions haven't been put under control, a complete control. In some regions, the violent actions continue to escalate and have gone viral. There has been increasing number of violent acts, and they are trying to attack the police. They are using weapons, iron sticks, and steel sticks, and even gas to attack the police. And they surrounded the compound of the police and maliciously spread the personal information and the privacy information of the police and their family members. And they threatened to kill the police members. And their hatred towards the police continue to improve. On the 30th of August, a small group tried to attack the police and attacked the police with a knife, causing severe injury of the police. This is truly a malicious act. And they assaulted the police they assaulted the audience and the passengers in the airport. And also, so we have to assemble our medical staff to provide medical assistance to those injured. These violent people want to kill the innocents, and they want to kill them and die with them. And they are attacking our railways and infrastructure and roadways. And they are carrying out extreme acts in order to demolish the infrastructure and threaten the Hong Kong SCIO government. On the 31st of August, despite the opposition from the police, these violent groups went to hold assembly in a crowded place, and through 100 gas oil, and attacked the compound, the headquarters of the Hong Kong SCIO government and the police. They attacked 32 stations, the metro stations, and destroyed a large number of the infrastructure. And they demolished a lot of the metro stations and caused traffic in the airport. As a result, the fast express to the airport was out of control, and there was a big traffic jam. A lot of passenger schedule was delayed due to this action. And they also carry out violent actions against the children and began to attack the schools. They talked students into suspending the classes and want to use them as an excuse for their political actions. Their violent actions has exceeded the scope of a normal assembly and procession. In any country or any region in the world or under any legal system, this has constituted a violent criminal action. They are indeed the violent criminals. Now, more and more Hong Kong people have been aware of their violent actions and want to understand that the anti-amendment actions are actually anti the government. What they are trying to do has nothing to do with the amending the ordinances. They have been the culprits of the foreign anti-Chinese forces. Their purpose is to cause instability in the Hong Kong SAR government and take away the rights of the Hong Kong government and turn Hong Kong into an independent or half-independent political entity. And they want to exercise a whole authority among Hong Kong region and work against the central government of China. Now, it is the right moment to defend the one country, two systems and to uphold the peace and stability in Hong Kong region. All those who really care about Hong Kong and love Hong Kong should see the picture, should identify the truth, and adopt the right stance on the right or wrong of the Hong Kong issue. There is no middle way. To love Hong Kong, we need to uphold the one country and two systems categorically. And we must work against those who challenge the one country, two systems, who challenge this bottom line categorically. So we like to put forward three opinions. First, we hope the Hong Kong SCR government and the people from all walks of life will continue to oppose the violations, the violent actions, and be united. So what is the biggest threat of Hong Kong at the moment? That is the violent actions. What is the biggest consensus among the people of Hong Kong now? Anti-violations, upholding stability, and protecting the people is the biggest consensus of Hong Kong. So what is the biggest agreement among the people. The biggest agreement now is to stop the violence and the chaos. The Hong Kong SAR government, including the judicial sector and all walks of life, need to put this agreement into actions to stop the violence and the chaos. This should be our priority task. We need to protect our common home, and each of us has a responsibility in this regard. We hope each and every of the Hong Kong citizens can demonstrate their own actions to stop the violence and the chaos, and support Carrie Lam in leading the Hong Kong people and the Hong Kong police to legally combat the illegal violence and the chaos, to make sure everyone fulfills their own duty and the criminals are brought into justice, to review the justice of the law. In particular, for those who are in the core of the criminal group, the planners of the plot and organizers, or the leaders of the group, of the malicious group, we need to bring them into justice. And all of us must act right now. No one will escape the hand or the sword of the law. Secondly, we hope the peaceful assembly and a procession will be separated from the one country, two systems. Process and assembly is granted by the Hong Kong Basic Law to the people. Most of the Hong Kong people and the young students, no matter what reason they are out of or what wishes, what concerns they are trying to express, as long as they do it in a legal way, as long as it complies with the one country, two systems principle, these processions and assemblies are allowed by law. To participate in the processions and assemblies are different from those acts who illegally violates the one country, two systems or denounces the national flag or national anthem or attack the Hong Kong police or civilians or those who undermine the public safety. These two actions are totally different. For the latter action, we must combat them legally. There is no room for tolerance. Facing the illegal criminal actions, we must uphold the justice of law. In addition, China's institutions that stationed in Hong Kong, including the Special Office of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and also the troops of PLA in Hong Kong, they all represent the dignity and the sovereignty of the central government, and this should not be challenged in any way. Thirdly, we hope everyone will focus on the fundamental issues concerning the economic development of Hong Kong and try to sort out the right way for improving economy in Hong Kong. Recently, these actions have revealed some deep-rooted problems in Hong Kong that cannot be ignored anymore. We must address these problems right now. The civilians and especially the young people complain about the housing problem, about some daily problems are deep-rooted problems with quite complex causes. We must address the root causes of these problems and provide the right solutions. Recently, both in Hong Kong and the international community, there are people have provided some constructive proposals. We support Carrie Lam and her team to continuously carry out a dialogue with the people across all walks of life, especially the young people, and jointly identify the solutions to relevant problems. The Hong Kong society needs constructive dialogues like this. As long as the people in Hong Kong from all walks of life keeps thinking for the right solution and united for a common solution, then we will be able to turn the violence into unity. The central government of China will continuously implement the one country, two systems principle and the basic law for Hong Kong. We will firmly support Hong Kong in improving the livelihood of its people and the sharing of its development results among all its people. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Yang. Now we are ready to take questions from the floors. Please identify yourself before raising a question. According to the conventional practice, there will be consecutive interpreting for the Q&A session.